France, Paris is the epicenter of tech this week, but what about longer term? Can it be the epicenter going forward?
The tech world is now meeting in Paris, and we will start tomorrow with a very important meeting with President Macron about tech for good, how technology can help people to have a better life. And from Thursday to Saturday, we will have the tech world meeting in Paris. We are expecting to get Mark Zuckerberg, Satya Nadella, Ginny Rometty, 6,000 startups, more than 2,000 investors, etc., etc. So it's something which will be extremely important, and it shows that France is committed to be ready for technology, for startups, for entrepreneurship. And this is something which is rather new. It's very fresh, only 3 years. Yeah. And we expect all the planet to have their eyes looking at Paris.
What policies has President Macron brought in to make it a better place to build your startup and to invest as a technology company?
I think the first thing that he did is a state of mind, to change the opinion that including the French could have about entrepreneurship and being successful. In France, it was not so good to be successful. Success was not celebrated, to say the least. And sometimes people were blamed because they were successful and making some wealth. Today, it is interesting to see that President Macron and the government as a whole are encouraging the young people to start up their own business and encouraging the venture capitalists to invest in France and to support startups.
Mr. Macron, President Macron will meet, as you say, with some of 40 technology leaders, including Mark Zuckerberg, Dara Khosrowshahi of Uber. He wants to remind them of their responsibility. Is technology taking its responsibility seriously enough at the moment? What changes need to be made?
The reason why he is organizing the meeting tomorrow with roughly 70 CEOs, some very important names that you have already mentioned, and a few important names in France, the main reason is to see what the future will be and how technology, which is creating some fears. You have a lot of people who are fearing about what artificial intelligence or technology can do to their job, the fact that they may not be able to succeed in the future or even to continue just to work. And there is 3 sessions which will be organized, 3 breakout sessions, one led by Ginny Rometty about education, what should be the education in the future. The second is by Dara regarding the future of work, how should we be organizing the work and the continuous training of the people in order that they are never left aside. And last but not least, about equality, gender and diversity. And this is extremely important, that this will be led by Bill McDermott from SAP.
Maurice, we're seeing also, as we speak in about a couple of hours, Mark Zuckerberg stand up in front of European Parliament politicians to describe why the data of millions of Europeans was put into the hands of Cambridge Analytica. There is a concern not just about AI and about jobs, but a concern about privacy of our data. You yourself will be speaking to Mark Zuckerberg on stage on Thursday. What will you ask him about his responsibility for the data of those?
We will be covering a lot of aspects, and including what happened. So I will very candidly open the floor with some few questions regarding what happened. I cannot tell you what will be the answers yet, but clearly it is a conversation which will not only cover what happened with Cambridge Analytica, but also what he is doing for the future. And I feel extremely confident because I believe that, in fact, in this operation, there has been probably some weaknesses technically, and that Facebook is a little bit of a victim rather than a complicit in this operation. From what I do know, Cambridge Analytica has abused the confidence of Facebook and has taken assets and information that it should not have taken. And by the way, there is something which is extremely important, is that we are on the eve of GDPR, which is a new European regulation regarding data protection, data privacy, and the fact that you cannot use data without getting the approval and the consent of the users and the owner of the information. And this is probably a new era regarding data and the use of data in the future.